another beautiful day. I kind of love these days where it's sunny and it's crisp and all those good things. Now I know you two wonderful kids were at school today, because you know, even though you're multi-millionaire businessmen at this stage, you know that education is important. So we should say you've got a home for all seasons. This was an idea you had last year. Did it take a lot of work to get it up off the ground?
To get it up off the ground, well, we had some help from these two people that work with the fairy company. And
Aoife. Ah, okay. And they work where? Sorry, they work with
the fairy door company and Innovate.
Oh, very good.
Well.
So I'm just thinking that for most people, they always have good intentions and they'd like to do something like this, but most people are put off by the fact, well, that's a lot of work. So I don't know, for you, was it something that was a lot of work, or did you just enjoy it enough that it didn't matter how much work was involved?
I enjoyed it because I could do my art.
Great.
I did the picture there. And
well, we should have a look at that, because I did see some of the pictures are amazing.
And I helped colour in the sky in the door.
Brilliant. They are so beautiful. I mean, I don't know whether you've obviously always had a good at art. You've always had a talent for it, because it is very beautiful. Now we should say that you've made baubles, that you've created your own images inside. You've also got cards. You've also spoken you'd like to put serviettes maybe in supermarkets at some point, or you'd like to work in other areas.
We were going to do serviettes, but then we wouldn't have gotten it done in time.
Right, yeah.
So we decided to do the baubles, and then next year we're supposed to do a book.
Great. Wow.
And we're going to illustrate it ourselves and write it.
Well, I know I read a little interview with you, and you've always sort of, as any good person would, you've always felt that the home is really key to a happy life, that for anybody to have a good life, you need that warmth and you need the comfort. You need somewhere where you can just go and relax and be yourself. So is that something that has, I don't know, that's something that you, I don't know if one conversation brought all that to you, or whether you were just aware over the years of how important this issue is?
Well, when we saw the man on the seafront last year, I realised it.
Okay.
And then we came up with the idea.
And was it something you brought to your beautiful parents? I don't know whether you said to them, I'd like to do something, or whether it was through your friends that you kind of made a plan, or how did the plan come together? Was it with
my parents?
Okay, cool. So they're good parents. You like them?
They are.
You're going to stick with them for a while?
Yeah, I am.
Good idea. They seem nice. If they're doing this with you, they're obviously worth keeping for at least another few years. But when it came to then taking it from an idea to a reality, was it, I don't know whether it's something that you realised, well, Christmas is coming, this is the time I should be out there, or whether you spent the last year kind of thinking about how to do this?
Well, we were supposed to do ones for, there's one for every season.
Oh,
and
great.
Christmas is winter time.
Right.
And I did the Christmas picture because we were getting closer to it, and it was after Halloween.
Right.
So we sent the Christmas to them.
I know that Georgia Gallagher, who runs the children's language, you've been at the language school. I think, I don't know whether it's Eva or Anna.
Anna.
There you go. And you're very good at learning your French and all those things. But she said that you've raised, I don't know if this is right, 6,700, or is that sort of?
I think we have. Yeah.
Right, that's incredible. And is that obviously you've got a donation link which we'll put into this piece. But has it been just, I don't know if you've been going to markets with your material, or whether people are finding you. Like, how do people get their hands on these wonderful creations?
Well, so they might. Well, really, they'd ask.
Okay, so we can put in like a little contact if necessary, but also we'll tell people where you might be, because today, for example, your parents were in Bray, the Bank of Ireland, and they were selling some there, and once we know where they are, we can let people know that this is where you can grab these wonderful Home for All Seasons creations. So does this feel like it's the start of something that you'll sort of be involved with this for many years? Because I know you sort of set up a company, and you are very well organised, and you're doing beautiful work. I mean, does it feel like the beginning of a good long tradition, we'll say? Yeah.
So.
Well, you look like a business person already. You look like you're very successful, and you did arrive in a Ferrari, so I thought, well, this person's obviously knowing exactly what they're doing. So we will put in the links, and we'll put in the contacts, and We'll try and get all the anytime you have some for sale somewhere, we'll let people know, as I said, where we are, because we update daily. But beautifully done. It really is a fantastic idea. Now the very last thing, your surname, Dutrapont.
Dutrelapont.
Are you sure? I read it now. It looks like Dutrapont to me. Are you sure? How do you pronounce it?
Dutrelapont.
I think that's wrong. I think it's Dutrapont. Do you know how to pronounce that name? Is it Dutrapont?
Dutrelapont.
Dutrelapont. That's even better. I'm getting closer. Yeah, Dutrelipont. We'll go with that. Okay, that sounds good to me. Rock and roll.